Ecamm was able to create a live video on Facebook profile. You need to change Ecamm's live permissions on Facebook. But I'm live on YouTube.
We're live on YouTube?
I think so.
Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know if we're live on Facebook, though.
Interesting.
Go to Facebook producer. You got to make the settings, apparently, work. I think we're live. But I have no idea if we're live or not. Go to your settings.
Settings and privacy.
Like privacy center.
All right.
Are you in the privacy center? Default audience. Go to default audience.
Okay.
Yeah, no. This, okay. All right. Oh, are we live on Facebook?
We are live on Facebook. Just now.
Like right now we're live.
We are live.
Okay.
100%.
There we go. Wow, that took a very long time.
Welcome. I said we would be 5 minutes late, and we're 4. So this is good, you know? Progress.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, hey, this is our first day of the 365 days, so this is going to be good to look back on and see how much we have improved over the next couple of days, because this is we spent the past 2-3 hours setting up all the cameras and doing everything because our team isn't here because it's the first, but we're here.
So very important lesson. Hire people to do what they do best and stick with what we do best.
Absolutely.
And we're so glad our part of our team is enjoying the holiday, but they'll be back with us soon, and we'll be back on our technical game again.
Yeah, we absolutely will. But for this first one, we just wanted to hop on here with you guys and introduce what we're going to be covering over the next 365 days. And really, you are here because you want to design a life that you're proud of. You want to have the freedom where you don't have to stress so much about the daily essentials, about money, about your family, and all these different things that come up. You want to be able to have full confidence that you can move forward in your life without having these stresses. So today's topic is really talking about the Truka 8 framework. This is going to be the framework that over the next 365 days, as you guys come onto here, as we show up every day, it's to keep you accountable to make sure you are designing the life that you want to have, the life that you dream of. And you're also just going to see me and Andrew's growth as, you know, we're building our businesses, as we are creating, and even something as simple as the technical sides of this live stream, we're going to be able to figure out. So I'm looking forward to it. How do you feel after this 2-hour tech mess?
I feel good. You know, and I think first off, it's important to say thank you. Thank you for being here on this special announcement. I know several of you were texting me. My team, some of our team was texting me there, helping us figure out the challenges. So thank you for being here. And the announcement that we have to make, I want to share with you, because it's going to be a very special way for you and your friends and your acquaintances and your enemies and anybody who you are seeing and talking to in this new year to get accountability and to get growth in a new way. All right. So we're doing some very special things, and I'm very excited to share them with you today. We're going to talk a little bit about 8 categories that we want to help you this year improve your life in, and then announce exactly what it is that we're doing here. All right. So I know we got quite a few people in links that are not working as well.
Yes.
So
a couple of you guys are on Zoom. A couple of you guys are on here on Facebook, and a couple of you guys are on YouTube. And again, guys, this is our very first day, so you're seeing the absolute mess. So hello to the Zoom squad. How you guys doing? What's up, Brian? What's happening right now is we're going to go into our topic with all these technical difficulties going on, and we're just going to dive in without mentioning them anymore.
Yes, we are. I'm ready to flow. And while you're Leo getting that put together, I just want to say to all of you, and here is what we're about to do for you. And grab a pen and paper, and I want you to write out a couple of things. You're going to take several notes while we're going through this together. And the first thing I want you to note down is, what is it that you want to accomplish in 2025? Whether it be a numbers goal, whether it be a health goal. You know, when we connected, me and Leo a few years ago, my goal was to lose 45 pounds. And so I want you to write down a goal that you're going to accomplish in 2025. And the point of this live stream, the point of what we're doing today, and the thing that we're going to continue doing is, should we go ahead and tell everybody?
Go for it.
The next 365 days, that's a long time.
That's a long
The
time.
next year, we're going to be hanging out together Monday through Friday. All right? Monday through Friday, we are going to be on here at noon every day, noon PST, 3 p.m. Eastern. And we travel a lot. We do a lot of cool things. So we're going to be in various locations, but we got a setup here that we'll be working on as well. Our objective, though, is to give you an entire year of accountability and growth. And something that we've talked a lot about, you know, we have the privilege to run a mastermind that some of you who are or will be seeing this are a part of. And we get to work closely with our mastermind members and give resources and watch you guys grow and support each other and really build community. And something that I think we want to do in this new year is to showcase what we're doing behind the scenes for each other. How Leo helped me transform my health, how we've built multiple companies together, and all of the things that we're doing, and start to showcase that behind the scenes and give you a place to show up and have accountability and have growth and really start making 2025 the year you know it was meant to be. So let's delve in if you're ready, brother.
Yeah, let's do it. So how this all came about and what you're about to see with the Truka 8 is this diagram that you see here. Oh, right here. And I'll blow it up for you guys. So this right here is the 8 categories of life that we have focused on so heavily to allow ourselves to have the freedom that we have today. You know, me and Andrew, how we started was 4 years ago when I was figuring everything out. I was trying different hustles every couple of months. I did drop shipping, I did e-commerce, I did couch flipping, I did wholesaling. And while I made money in each of them, I was always stuck in a perpetual cycle of hustling and never actually breaking through. And when me and Andrew met, he taught me a very valuable lesson of creating something sustainable and creating a life that's sustainable. And what I always understood from my Eastern side, right, in terms of the Eastern philosophy, was I understood the importance of balance. And I understood the importance of stress management, emotional intelligence. You know, my mother had always taught me those things. So I always knew how to do that. But in terms of the money, in terms of the wealth and the finances and the business, I had no idea what I was doing. So when me and Andrew met, Andrew was 45 pounds overweight. I was lost. I was figuring myself out, not really knowing the direction to go into. But I had done one real estate deal. And that deal made me $2,900. And I held on to that and said, I'm going to figure out how to make this happen and how to make this work. And fast forward, me and Andrew met. We became incredible friends. And we'll tell these stories over the next couple of days. But I had blown up on social media to over 1 million followers. We'll be teaching that, how to build your brand, how to get that type of attention, especially today. And me and Andrew taught each other both in a very important lesson. Andrew taught me how to build wealth, how to create success in my business, how to have a wealth abundant mentality. And then Andrew, what was it about your story that was highlighted? What did you learn? What did you take away from kind of our friendship and your couple of years building and building?
Yeah. So for me, when we met, I was overweight. I was stressed. I was doing a lot of real estate deals. And by the way, as we're hanging out here together on this first day, I think it's going to be very special, the accountability and the actionable information that we're going to be sharing out here in coming days. But over these last couple of few years, what has happened is I went from being overweight, stressed, knowing how to make money, knowing how to do deals, right? Knowing how to acquire real estate, knowing how to build business in a technical fashion, which is important, by the way, right? Develop your high income skill, know how to go make money. But taking that, and Leo, something that you really transformed my mindset around was understanding the categories in life, understanding that I can be fit. I can go to get my health under control. I can take time to travel for the first time. We traveled internationally, right? I can take time and do the things that I wanted to do. And this is the really important part for me, guys. And I know this is going to relate to a lot of you. I see several more of you hopping in. And I think the part that's really going to be so special is the fact that we can give back more. And the last couple of years has showed me that money can flow. Money comes and goes, but relationships can be a lifetime. And the last couple of years, the last few years, really understanding the flow of money, understanding that as we step into our gifts and it suddenly things start to flow in a way where the same amount of work we used to do to make $5,000 now may make $50,000, right? Because we're working in our superpower. And so my prayer for each of you as we're hanging out here, as you're experiencing the accountability, as you're meeting and exceeding your goals that you've written down today, and we're going to go so in depth into this, but as we're going through these things together, that you start to experience new levels of flow in your life, new levels of revenue, new levels of peace, and frankly, joy and happiness in this business, because this business wasn't meant to be done alone.
Absolutely. So what you're going to get a lot out of these lives, whether you're on Zoom, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on YouTube, is just pure energy and accountability. Of course, you're going to learn these strategies that we're using every day and that we've used in our businesses, and strategies that we're continuing to learn from our mentors. But even more importantly, it's the fact that, hey, we're going to continue to show up with you, and we're going to hold you guys accountable and really get to know who you guys are. And because of that, we can say, hey, me and Andrew, we went to the gym today. We had a really, really hard workout. Tomorrow we'll do the same thing. 2025, we have our habits in place. We know where we want to put our focus on. We know the business growth that needs to happen and what we need to do in order to get there. But you guys as well will begin to understand what needs to happen in order for you to grow your business. And when you show up here at 12 p.m. Pacific time, Monday through Friday, it's just the accountability. So I just want to know in the chat, guys, how are you feeling right now? 1 out of 10. It's the new year. It's January 1st. We're in a brand new section of, actually a whole new generation just started. Whoever was born today is the first person of a new generation. But it gives us so much freedom to say, all right, I've had an incredible year. These are all the things that I've learned. Here's all the mistakes that I've made. Now that we're in a new quarter, a new year, a new section, what do I want to make sure that I get done? And what do I want to make sure that I accomplish? And then understanding that, what is the biggest thing holding me back from accomplishing those things? What goes to your mind when I say that, Andrew?
Yeah, I think it's powerful because self-reflection, something that is easy to get caught up in. And, in these next 15 minutes or so today together, but more importantly, in this next year together that we have with you guys online, I think it's going to be very fun to see what happens, because self-reflection is something, that it's easy to get caught up in, I think, going out and just, quote, doing the work, right? Many of the people who are in our sphere, like us, are what I would deem as hard workers, right? We know how to go get stuff done. We know how to pursue an opportunity. You know, if it's in business and if you're in real estate, let's say, you know how to, I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to do the calls. I'm going to learn the skill to do the thing, whatever it is for you. But so many times taking that time, whether it be a morning care routine, whether it be taking the time to look and just really reflect on where we are. And 2024 is gone. Like, it's crazy. It's gone. And I look at it and go, okay, I had some really cool goals. What did I do? What did I do that I am glad I did? And what should I be doing differently? And each of you, as you're looking at your 2024, and now if you have plans for 2025, which I trust all of you do, you have plans for 2025, the difference between an idea and execution is what makes it either an idea or life transformation. And so I had the idea to start a real estate investing company, but it wasn't until I started calling people and contracting deals that idea turned to a business.
Right.
I had an idea when you said to me, bro, you're a little overweight. I can help you lose weight. Like, right. I had an idea.
I was a little bit more mean than that.
I had this idea. This is true. I had this idea that I wanted to lose weight and be fit, but it wasn't until I said, I'm in.
Right.
I commit. What do I start? And you said, we're going to go to the gym and you're going to jump rope.
Yeah.
I could have said, well, gosh, I've jumped rope before. I've tried this before.
Well, let me interrupt you real quick. So everyone on here is like, okay, I'm here. This is a whole brand new thing. Where am I? What is this life by design? Who blah, 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 all these different things. But people are on here wanting to make 2025 the best that they can make it. They're wanting to break out of something. They're wanting to find something within themselves to say, I can make 2025 the best year, and I know exactly what to do. What can you give to them? What can you tell them before we dive deeper into the Truka 8, which will show everybody? But what is a message that you can give to them watching right now? The couple people we have on Zoom, the couple people we have on the first day, what's your message for them?
You know, the first thing is, a lot of people say identify your strengths, and I think it's important, but identify your weak spots too. Sometimes it's just as powerful to know what we don't know, because if you say, hey, I'm good at this thing, I should lean into my superpower. But I've seen people who try to do things that are just in direct misalignment with their mission or purpose. Because it's like, well, I got to make money somehow. And I am of the belief that while, yes, I've done the hard things countless times, and I still do to this day. I'm not one to just say, do what you love and the money will come. I think there's some truth to that. But I also think there's a element of, like, if you see a way to meet opportunity, like, go do it, right? I do think, though, that as humans, sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And when we can objectively look at someone who is succeeding at perhaps the level we desire to succeed at, or maybe they are a few steps ahead of us, and we can start to really emulate what they're doing. I for years underestimated the power of being in the right rooms, both online and in person. And I think that's the biggest game changer, the hack, the secret hack, if you will, to getting to where you want in all 8 categories of your life.
So, Andrew, I think what some people might not know about you was back a couple years ago, you had some of the worst years of your life.
Very much so.
When we connected, you sat down and you taught me what you had learned in those lessons. And it's what inspired me to build what we've built today, and what's inspired me to hustle in the way that I have. Guys, this is such a good platform for us to, like, share our story more. Yeah. But when Andrew shared those struggles with me, I didn't understand where I was leading myself down just playing the hustle game,
Hmm.
right? And because I was just playing the hustle game, I was just whatever I could do, I'm just going to do. I'm going to put my head down and go after it, which is a beautiful mentality. But Andrew shared with me his biggest struggles of going, I don't even know how to say it. I guess you can tell him the biggest struggles in whenever you're comfortable. But those moments of a couple
I got to
years
warm up to
ago
him first.
in business, you know, getting stabbed in the back, going through those times, those nights, those sleepless nights
Yeah.
where you're like, can I do this?
Yeah.
Like, what happens if I don't do this? That's what led me down the path that year where me and Andrew connected to buy my first 15 properties, which of course started with the first one and then the next one, and then being scared of doing the third one, then being scared again and again and again, but then building that because of the lessons that I had learned from Andrew's pitfalls. And that's really when me and Andrew talk. It's like when we do this type of live, when we are on here figuring out all this technical stuff, the whole point is being able to look at where you currently are with frustration and struggle and wanting to make 2025 your best, and being able to take Andrew's 10 years, now 11, almost 11 years,
Yeah.
and my 6 years of business, and being able to show you that energy and make sure you don't have to go through those same pitfalls and those same imbalances. But talk to them about what balance is to you, which really it's
Hmm.
alignment, but talk to them about why, if you went back 5 years ago, you would have the type of alignment that you have today.
Yeah, boy, that's well framed. You've got my wheels turning. I think it's special for each of you who are on here to understand, and in coming days, because 30 minutes is not nearly enough in a day to
Mm-mm.
share it all. Over this year, I really want to share with you the real and the raw. And what I mean by that is, it's easy to scroll on Instagram and to see everybody winning, right? It's easy to go on Facebook and, I try to post wins and inspire people. I know you do too. So we love to inspire people, but I think on the other hand, sometimes, you're in business, you're doing the things. There's a cash flow shortage, there's a challenge, there's a lawsuit, there's some crap that's happening, and you're going, gosh, everybody else is winning, but why do I keep getting smacked? And so my desire is, as we're hanging out together, that I just really can show you not only what has happened, but how I overcame it, and more importantly, how hopefully you can avoid a lot of that. So how I would be in alignment, to answer your question, if I was starting over, is I would start with, why am I doing this? What's the point? What's the objective? Because I got into this business to give back more, to help my family more. But then I found myself in this loopty of going to sleep late, getting up early, skipping breakfast, part of the time skipping lunch, doing sales calls, answering, tell you more in detail on this later, answering tenant phone calls, going to the toilets and the tenants, and dealing with the trash and all the city liens because people put trash in the yard. And I just started running in this loopty, and what I actually started the business for was lost in the mix, because now I was in a trap of my own making. And so being able to look back and start to look at objectively sooner, to say, yes, I have to do the hard thing to get the check. I have to do the hard thing to live my purpose, to give back. And I also can be smart with the opportunities that come at me. And I am so grateful now that I went through the litigation I did, that I went through the backstabbing, that I went through the bad partnerships, that I went through all the nonsense, because a lot of times in our mastermind community, I've had 3 calls just this week of people who I've helped avoid pitfalls that I wouldn't have been able to help them avoid if I hadn't have went through all that crap. So everything that's happening to you is happening, and you're going to turn it into something that serves you in the long run.
So let's show this again. Oh. Let's show this Truca 8 and let's break it down a little bit. How much time we got? 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think we're going to run over a couple minutes.
If you're good with us running over a couple minutes, give us a thumbs up or type in the chat yes, and we'll keep it rocking. But you're gonna see here. I'll blow it up in just a minute so you can see it enlarged. But this Truca 8 is the philosophy that me and Andrew run by, and it's a philosophy that, of course, we have a full belief that it is going to be continued on and utilized by many entrepreneurs who understand that they don't want to spend the rest of their lives working and stressing and going through the process of not being healthy, of not taking care of your health, right? Having a doctor's appointment and just being so stressed, like, oh, I should have done this earlier. I should have took care of myself a little bit earlier. Me and Andrew, we built this philosophy because ever so often we see one of our entrepreneur people in our industry, they'll pass away. They'll have a heart attack. They'll go through these tough moments in life where we realize that, number one, life is so short. But number two, if these people just did a little bit more for their health, if these people just had a little bit more support in their lives, they would have survived. And of course, there are moments, absolute tragedies that happen that cannot be solved in any instance. But we came at this understanding that we are on this earth to do something greater. God gave us each a gift. God gave you a gift, and we're here to live that purpose fully and also take care of ourselves across all 8 categories of life. So I'm going to show it right here, and we're going to explain it. It's covering our face, but it's okay. I just want you to see the content. All right. So it goes vitality, emotions, faith, tribe, craft, wealth, environment, and wisdom. Guys, we're going to cover this so much more over the next 365 days, but I just want you to understand these at an essence. Each of these is like a spoke on a bicycle. When you're riding down a path on a bike and one of your spokes is broken or it breaks, you're not going to be able to ride the bike as normally. It's going to wobble to the highest effect. When we look at one of these areas, let's take a look at vitality. Vitality is the energy that you have. Vitality is how you feel on a day-to-day basis. It's, are you getting 7-8 hours of sleep where you feel incredible in the morning and throughout the day? Are you eating the right foods? Are you eating processed foods? Or are you eating whole foods? Vitality is how you feel on a day-to-day basis in terms of your energy and your physical energy. Guys, even that, when that is down, when that is low, when you have 4 hours of sleep that honestly me and Andrew had because we went out of the country for 2 weeks, but when you have 4 hours of sleep, 4, 5, sometimes even 6, and you're not eating good foods and you're going for the processed foods, for the junk, and you're eating more sugar, you start to see it on your face, you start to see it on your body, and you start to see it in the way that you speak. And what happens with that, guys, is that our emotional health right here, this one right here, your emotional health starts to go down, and your emotions is based on your confidence. It's based on what we talked about earlier, your emotional resilience, your emotional intelligence. How can I understand why I feel happy today, why I feel a little bit of hurt today, why did I feel angry today, why did I feel this way when this person called me? And then how was I able to shift that emotion, right? When your vitality is down, your emotions start to go down as well. You're not able to handle them as much. But Andrew, explain what happens to the business and to the financial aspect when your emotions go down. You guys can see here, wealth in your craft. What happens when the emotions go down?
Yes, I want all of you to write this down. Become proactive. I think when our emotions go down, we have a tendency to become reactive. Now, I remember going through times where things were not going well. And in those moments, I would wake up, in the night, have sleepless nights, and I would do all these things that were stressful. and I would be reactive. I remember waking up and the phone's ringing, and first thing I do is answer the phone. Bless you.
Thank you.
Or, start scrolling the internet or doing whatever I could because I was being reactive because I wasn't controlling my day. I wasn't in control of my emotions. The business had got the better of me, and I'm going, my gosh, this business must suck. And it wasn't until I was able to be proactive in my emotions and my activities. Okay, got it. This person seems angry. I wonder why. Is there something that I can or should be doing differently, or is this person just upset? And so now you start looking at things objectively. Oh gosh, that deal fell through. That kind of sucked. But how could I do better next time? Or was this a deal that needed to fall through? And so I started looking at things very objectively, which then removes emotion from the equation. That's not to say that we don't feel sad or that we don't feel disappointed. It's just to say that we can become proactive and we can run our day and cause our business and our life to be what we were meant to be rather than reacting to the things that just take us down a path that we may or may not choose.
So when we look at this, I really want you guys to study it, and I want you guys to see this as a foundation. Thank you.
By the way, I feel like my hat's crooked. Is my hat crooked?
Look straight. No, I think you're good. I think it's just a shadow.
All right, cool.
I think we're getting better at this. Look at this. Boom. Isn't that cool? We can just kind of switch over different views.
This is fun.
Me and Andrew just love to do this type of stuff. Like, we're learning every single day, and this right here is our pathway of understanding how does someone improve so fast. How can someone start something like this and say, all right, we're going to do something in 2025, which is out of our comfort zone, which is doing this. And how can we show how somebody absolutely compounds their growth in just 365 days?
Yeah.
Because if we get 1% better every single day, by the end of 365 days, what is that math? Like 37 times better?
Yeah.
We improve in a certain area?
Tremendously.
So if we take this philosophy to heart of getting 1% better, or Kaizen, as they say in Japan, then me and Andrew today are going to look at this 37-minute live stream that we did, and we're going to say, how can we get 1% better? How can we improve one little thing? Oh, Leah, I can tell you were trying to figure out the switcher and not really knowing which angles to go, which way to look. Okay, cool. Let's improve on that. That's 1% better, right? But also, Andrew can say, you know what? I also noticed that I was not fully prepared. We didn't have all of our notes. And my dog is right here chewing on my leg right now. So it's like, okay, awesome. I'll put the dog over there, and I'll have full notes prepared for next round, and I'll know how to use a switcher much better. We can call that 3% better. But imagine if every day you simply decided to get 1% better in your craft. You decided to get 1% better in your high income skill that creates more income for your life. You decided to improve your relationships by 1%. How much better would your life be at by the end of 2025 if this was your focus, and every day at noon you showed up here to learn essences of these 8 categories of your life: faith, your tribe, your environment, your wisdom, your vitality, the way you feel? What if you just showed up every day and you used this live stream, just like we're using this live stream, to get 1% better? Would your life get better? Type in the chat 1%.
1%. I think it's incredibly important for all of us to say, like, where do we grow? We grow, I call it time under tension. In the gym, our muscle grows when we're lifting, not when we're sitting on the weight bench scrolling Facebook.
Yeah.
right? And I share that because it's time under tension. Uh, and as it relates to you, let's say you want to become better at sales. So how do I every day practice sales? Maybe selling something. How do I every day, maybe you're in the real estate business, how do I every day get a little bit better at making more offers on houses? How do I get a little bit better? And I want you to, my prayer for each of you is by the end of this year, hopefully much sooner, like it just becomes simple for you, and your new normal is being uncomfortable. Because we looked at each other before this live stream and we said, we're going to be doing this for a while.
You guys should have seen it. We were
it was
freaking
a
out
little
at
bit
all the technology.
chaos. And we don't have all of the right chords, so we put some things together.
All these things.
And so seeing it, and I want that to be a pointer though, is that you're not going to be ready. When the opportunity presents itself, you're not always going to be ready. You're going to look back and say, gosh, I could have done better on that call if I would have X. Man, if I would have known a year ago what I know now. But we can't change the past. We can, though, change the future, saying, okay, 2026, I don't need to be saying that again because I'm going to do the thing that I know I'm meant to do. I'm going to work on that skill. I'm going to do it scared. I'm going to do it unprepared. I'm going to do it, and I'm just going to do it, and something good will happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And my mind just started going into that mode of like thinking 1% better. And that's what I want for you guys. Because right now I was just like, okay, our Zoom can only hear it from my MacBook right now, but they can't hear from your mic. But if you're always thinking, hey, how can I get 1% better? How can I get better? You no longer have much time to think negative thoughts of like, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm not meant to make money, or I'm not blah, blah, blah. All these different negative thoughts are the things that hold you back from becoming the best version of yourself and actually living your potential. Because I know everyone on here right now that is listening to both Andrew and I, if we sat down and we said, hey, what is your goal for 2025? And you went ahead and said, you know what? I want to create this. I am so driven to create a lifestyle and an income for me and my family where we don't have to stress anymore. I want to travel to Bali. I want to go to Italy. I want to do this, this, that, and the other. We would have a fantastic conversation because we are on the same vibe. We know what we want. We know what we want to create. We know the life that we want to have, and we have a plan to get there. And even when we don't have the full plan, we have the attitude that we're going to kick ass anyways and get to that level because we know that that attitude of saying, I can do it, and all I need to do is continue to improve every day in order to get there, that's going to be the way that we're going to show up every day. So what I was saying is, if you can have in your mentality, in your mind, let me just do this real quick, in your mind to show up 1% better every single day, no longer do you have the negative thoughts rolling through your mind that hold you back. Fill your mind with improvement. Fill your mind with positive thoughts this year. And me and Andrew, I promise you, we're showing up every day at noon Pacific time, Monday through Friday. Invite your friends to give you that energy because we have such a hyper abundance of it. Because that is the reason me and Andrew are where we are today, is because we just enjoy life. I was going to say something. I started thinking about the audience. But this is our show. We just don't give a damn about what people think. Like, we have no care. I know I just said that about the audience for a second, but that's just because sometimes my mom watches. She doesn't like when I cuss. But that's why I said give a damn. But we know where we want to go. And we have the attitude every day to say, how can we get 1% better? And that just gives us the pathway of growth.
So what's going to happen over these next months together?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Months
That's crazy.
together. We're going to be seeing a lot of you in person. We're going to be seeing you at some of the events that we're hosting. We're going to be seeing you at various meetups that we're hosting. We've got a jam-packed year, but the objective today was to give the information, give the knowledge, and give the inspiration to each of you to plan your 2025, to strategically place what you want to accomplish in 2025, and to plan to use us, use mine and Leo's showing up for you every day as a energy that you can bounce off of, that you can grow, that you can build your dream business, your dream life. We're going to be doing some charity events. We're going to be doing charity work. We're going to be doing some mission stuff. We're going to be doing, like I said, a lot of meetups. We're going to be showing you how to make more money. We're going to be teaching you how to build an automated business, how to build cash flow, how to have some of you hopefully will be your first 7-figure year. It's my desire for you. And so whatever it is that causes you to be able to step into what you know you were meant to do, which I think money will always fuel that, we want to show up and support you in that way. So please do yourself a favor, note down to show up at noon every day. And we're going to be live on Facebook.
Pacific.
We're going to be live on YouTube, 3 p.m. Eastern. And do your friends a favor. You know people who are needing that support and that accountability and those reminders and that encouragement. And what sparked this idea, we was in Japan together, and backtracking, we was asking ourselves, people consistently get around us in person, and we have the privilege to really inspire people and show them a way to make more money, to live more healthy, and to just live the life they dreamed of, right? To have better relationships, friendships. And people continue to be around us in person, and we only have 24 hours in a day. So they said, how can we really take what we've been doing and in person, and how can we showcase even 20% of that?
Mm-hmm.
You got to show up in person to get the other 80%.
That's right.
But how do we showcase like as much as possible as we can online and just inspire people? And last year we did a 60-day run. We done a real estate training for 60 days in a row.
That was fun.
Took off Sundays. That was a blast.
Similar
Every Monday
vibe
through
to
Saturday.
this.
And a lot of people got deals, got checks, but the feedback, besides people being disappointed when it ended, the feedback that we constantly got was, some days I got up discouraged and overwhelmed, and I showed up and I felt like I could do it again.
Yep.
Some days I got up and I didn't want to do my calls. And by the time I got off your live, like I wanted to just make calls. And so we've gotten so much feedback for both business and money and personal and many categories from doing that. And my prayer is that we get to not only do that again, but on a much bigger level for you guys this year. And so thank you for being here on day 1 of 365.
The OGs, you're an OG and we love you. And I'm telling you, day 365, when we have, how many do you think we'll have? Day 365.
Goodness. This is online, so this stays up forever. So either I'm going to be really right or I'm going to be really wrong. I think over the year, there's going to be 365,000 people filter through.
Okay, awesome.
I think by the end of the year, there's going to consistently be at least 100 to 200 a day on simultaneously, consistently showing up, loving this.
Beautiful. Hey, everyone, this is all going to be on record. All your chats, all your thoughts, all those things, and not in a bad way, but it's all going to be recorded.
It's legally binding.
So day 365, what would that be? December 31st, right? 31st. December 31st. How many people will we have on live with us? We're going to celebrate the New Year's. We're still going to be on here. I'm guessing 592 is going to be the number at the time of end. 592. Everyone type in the chat, how many people do you think we'll have? And help get it to that point. And me and Andrew are going to show up every single day and build this out. So we're excited.
We're committed.
How much did you say? How many? 100?
I said between 100 and 200 will be showing up every day, and we'll have over 365,000 trickle through.
Got it. So where I was going was, you are an OG, and we appreciate you. We love you. And we're going to build this relationship with all of you on here, um, continuing, or rather, continue to show up with energy, continue to show up with questions. Don't just watch this passively. Put it there, take notes, be ready to take action. We're going to be doing a lot of really cool stuff on here, getting cool guests, having challenges,
Doing
doing
some
giveaways.
We like to give away cash.
Yes,
And
we
we're going to
do.
be giving away some free gifts. We do events that range anywhere from $500 to $3,000. We're going to be giving away some tickets to events. We're going to be doing fun giveaways where you can gift your friends things that don't cost you anything but add them value. We're going to be giving away some way. I don't know how we're going to give away cash online, but we're going to figure out ways to give away cash. We're going to do a
Figure it
lot of
out.
fun stuff.
But most importantly, we are here to keep you accountable for 2025. Guys, it's going to be a huge year. You have to understand that you are so capable. You being on here right now, you are so capable of becoming the best version of yourself. And this year, upgrading every aspect of your life. Let's just put it on the screen one more time. You are so capable of upgrading every one of these aspects, becoming the most wise version of yourself, building an environment. Guys, we built this studio. We built this studio so we can have a better environment around us. And as we're doing this live stream, so we can have you feel that environment. But you are so capable of creating that environment, becoming the wealthiest version of yourself, building your craft, getting so good at your high income skill where you are undeniably the best at what you do, building your faith, having that trust that God is going to guide you. He is your source. He is your supply. He's going to guide you along that way. And then, of course, having that tribe. Having that tribe, me and Andrew, the people that are on here, right? Our mastermind, those of you who join the mastermind, those are going to be your people. But also, you're going to build your tribe. You're going to be around the right people. But this year, 2025, you are so capable of creating that in every aspect of your life.
So I think this year is going to surprise you of how good it is for you with some minor changes. You know, when you work on a high income skill and when you begin to balance your life and you actually start, and I say this from the heart, to enjoy life again, because I went through a spell where I wasn't. When you can start to enjoy life again, things just become fun. And this game we get to play every day of business and of growth and of building is such a privilege. And I'm grateful to have you guys taking a ride with us. So this is going to be an awesome year together.
Somebody typed in the chat, what is an OG? An OG is original, but it is the original gangster. You are all OGs. It means you were here in the beginning. But continue. I just thought that was funny.
No, it's good. So that's it. That's it for today. How should we wrap up?
Let's wrap up. As always, we didn't do an actionable, but we're going to do an actionable right now. That's how we're going to wrap up. The action that I want you to take, is to answer what Andrew said in the beginning. What do you, knowing how capable you are, knowing that you have this live stream to continually keep you accountable, I want to ask you a deeper question. If you had the greatest accountability in the entire world, right? The greatest mentors, the greatest friends, and the greatest support system always keep you accountable every single day. Could be at noon. And you're always kept accountable. What do you want to now accomplish in 2025? I want you to just write that down. I want you to write it down. I want you to bring that with you as the attitude and the core pillar of this live stream, is to say, that's what I want to accomplish. And these guys, they're going to help you do it. And we're going to keep you accountable to it. So that is your actionable.
We're glad to be in it with you. It's going to be
Absolutely.
a fun year together. We got a lot of exciting things. We've got a lot of topics we've been talking about how to bring to you. We've got some things that we've shared with very few people in person and seen their lives transformed. So we're excited to share some of those here with you online. And we have a jam-packed rest of the week ahead. So as a good old radio show I used to listen to. Only he said 3 hours a day, every day is all I ask. So show up at noon every day for yourself, for your family, and bring some friends with you. And we'll see you tomorrow at noon PST, 3 p.m. Eastern.
We'll see you tomorrow. And I don't know how to end this yet, so you're gonna have to either go or awkwardly sit here with us as I figure out how to end this. But we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Zoom Squad, we're gonna stay with you for another 5 minutes or so as I learn how to end this stream.